Steve, I am here to prove that my 1-year-old son is mine. My ex slept with another man one time in the month that he was conceived, and then she had the guts to go and put his name on the birth certificate. Now, we were together for a year. It was a planned baby. We were trying to have him for quite a while. She ended up leaving and taking off with another man. This is the guy that got put on the birth certificate. When they got back, you know, Serena, she gave him to me when he was about 6 weeks old. She just gave him to me. And for the next 6 months, lived with me. She spent maybe, you know, a day, a week, maybe every other week with him. You know, she's a dancer. She works a lot, and she you know, goes to work in the afternoon, wakes up late, so she didn't really
ballet
show
dancer
a lot of time.
or
No, stripper.
Stripper.
Yes.
This is your little boy.
Yeah, this is my boy.
You believe this is your little boy? You want to find out?
I know that's my boy.
You know
that's
it's your
my
boy. And you took a DNA test before the show?
Yes, I did. I mean, I raised him by myself for 6 months. And then after she took him, she gave him to family members and then took off.
A mother drops her child off for six months and doesn't have anything to do?
Yeah, and that was one of the biggest problems we had, you know. I mean, I love my mom. I have a great relationship with my mom, and I didn't want nothing more than for my son to have the same thing. And that was one of the biggest problems, is that we would fight a lot about how little time she would spend with him. You know, she was supposed to be having him in her days off, and she would blow him off for her boyfriends. And we've been together since then, you know. I mean, she's actually cheated on 3 boyfriends with me since then.
It's not really good mother material now, is it?
No, it's really not. You know, and that's my major concern, is the well-being of my child. She leaves him in the care of people that do not take care of him.
So if this test comes back and you're not the father, how are you going to feel?
He's still my boy.
He's still your son, no matter what.
That's my boy.
And the other man that could possibly be the father, his name is Brian?
Yeah.
All right, let's bring Brian out.
Yeah, well, you know
How
what?
dare you put...
He doesn't even look.
Don't touch
Don't even.
Dude, how dare you put your name on my son's... How dare you?
You know what?
You slept
I
with her
was
one
there.
time. What's the chance? What's the chance? Yeah, like I could not be there.
But obviously, you messed up that chance. You did.
No, me and Serena had our own problems. That had nothing to do with me and you. I made a deal with you when you and Serena first got together. I made a deal with you that you would not come between me and my son, and you agreed to that. I have no problem with you and Serena being together as long as you did not come between me and my son. And what did you do?
Then why the threatening?
What did you do,
Why
Brian?
did you threaten me?
Do you feel you're the father of this child?
Yes, I feel like I'm the father of this child.
Do you have any feelings for this woman at all?
Yes, I love her to death.
You love her to death. Are you guys together?
Yes, we are. Well, not technically right now, but we're gonna try to making things work.
What's not technically together? Either you're together or you're not together.
No, we're not.
And
Yeah,
why-
but she was
wh-
sleeping in
hold-
my lap
why
the whole
aren't-
plane trip here.
She was what?
Sleeping in my lap the whole plane trip here.
Wow, dude. Wow.
She had her head in your lap?
The whole plane ride here. All the way from Oregon.
That's commitment. So, what I've established with him, he's very emotional about this child. He loves Serena. He thought he was in this one-year relationship. He says they're trying to have a baby, that she does get pregnant. The truth is, you did sleep with her. You could be the father. What are your feelings towards this boy?
I love him as much as I love Serena. And I would love to be the father.
You feel like he's your son?
Then why did you guys give him to me as soon as he came back?
Hold on a second. We'll get
Because
to that.
I had my own problems. I had my own life to take care of for a little bit. I asked for a little bit of time.
Well, you know what? When you start bringing children into the world, you don't get to ask for a little bit of time. What's the baby supposed to say? Yeah, go ahead, Dad. I'll come back in a few
I know
months.
he doesn't have much of a choice, but for me to get my life settled.
Well, why not get your life
I
settled
can-
before you start sleeping with strippers and having babies?
Dear Dad, why is he calling me Dad?
I mean,
He called
listen,
me Dad too,
listen.
dude.
Here's what I'm saying, and I'm not saying this in a bad way. You seem like an immature guy. You're a young guy, and we all go through it. I was immature too. And definitely when I was your age, 23 years old, I was not ready to have children. All right, I'm going to ask both of you to leave, and I'm going to talk to her. Let's bring out Serena. Hello.
Hi.
So I had these two young men on my stage. One, I mean, they both seem a little hurt, a little confused. Certainly Jeffrey, very emotional about your son. Who do you believe is the father?
I think it's Brian.
And
And
why?
I want it to be Brian.
Why Brian over Jeffrey?
When Jeff and I were together, Jeff turned into an alcoholic. And then he started hurting me. I went to work one day and then came home. And he was supposed to be at his friend's house. And he actually was there completely plastered. And the house was trashed. And I'm like, what are you doing? You know, and finally, eventually, I said, okay, I can't do this anymore. You're drinking too much. I'm fed up with it. And I went to leave. And then he grabbed a hold of me and literally tossed me across my living room.
Why are you handing your baby, not even to Jeffrey, why aren't you as a mother there for your child every day? 6 months, you hand the
Those
baby
two
over?
had me. Those two had me so stressed out.
What's that?
Those two had me so stressed out between their bickering and fighting this whole entire time. They had me so stressed out, I was over my limit. And what I was going to do is I was going to get help from a counselor out of state where I didn't have to be near
You had
either
a
one of them.
baby and the two goofballs that you're dating, it was your decision.
Yeah, I know, and I left my
you bring
son
a
with
baby
my
along
mom.
and you just 6 months, I need a break, here's my baby, take care of
No.
it for 6 months?
I was so stressed out though that I couldn't like
Stressed
handle
out from
anything.
what?
Those two. They sit there
That's
and
your
bicker.
decision. You were sleeping with both of them.
Yeah, I was.
If you're that weak mentally, if you're gonna fall to pieces over two guys, why wouldn't you say, I'll keep the baby, I'll get rid of you two guys?
I tried that.
You're making bad choices, and you know who pays for the bad choices?
Me.
No, your baby.
And my baby, yeah. I know that.
You, how are you?
Because my son has to pay for it. I pay for it because my son has to pay for it. I felt like I was hurting my son and punishing my son for what they were doing in between the two of them. And what Jeff had done to me.
What did Jeff do to you?
I have PTSD because Jeff abused me in our apartment.
But this is a man that you were sleeping with.
He abused me and I left him. As soon as it happened, I left him.
He says that you slept in his lap on the plane right here, all
I
the
fell
way here.
asleep on his arm and apparently fell into his lap because I don't remember laying in his lap and falling asleep there.
So you didn't feel too threatened that he was stalking you on the plane, sitting right next
They
to him?
put us on the same plane.
You couldn't
I
say,
didn't
hey,
ask him
I'm
to.
scared of this guy,
Well,
I
I
want to move
didn't know
away.
they were putting us on the same plane. As far as I knew, we were all going
Is
to be
there
on
any
separate
decision that you
planes.
can make and say, you know what, I'm going to do what's best for me or do what's best for my child? Let's bring the two possible fathers back out.
Okay, now, first of all, where's the police report from that? Because I seem to remember everything going a little bit differently. You attacked me, and
Because
in
I told
defense,
you I
in
was
defense,
leaving?
you were beating the hell out of me with your
I
engagement
told you I
ring.
was
I have the
leaving, and
scars
I
on
went
my
to walk
face.
out the door, and
I
you
have
grabbed
the
a hold of me
scars
and
on my
tossed
face.
me
No,
across
no,
the living room.
I have
Yeah.
the scars on my face and my arms to prove
Okay.
it. When
Yeah,
you're beating
because
the hell
I'm
out
all
of me.
big, bad, and tough.
Actually,
Then you
she
must
is
be a pretty
quick. But anyways, after she was beating the hell out of me for about 5 minutes, I grabbed her by the wrist and held him up against the wall.
You know what? This is about a woman that is sleeping with two guys. We don't know who the father is. And this is about you having your son in your life. Sometimes he is, sometimes he isn't. We have a mother up here who, you know, she needs a break from her child, so she gives him to you. And then she's with this guy. Then you needed a break, and then you needed time out. I just love the fact that all these young people can have kids and, well, I need a break. I need a time out. You know, you're acting like children. Serena, who did you want the father to be?
Brian.
Well, Jeff is the father.
I told you. I told you. That's my boy. Where's my boy? Where's my boy?
Where the is he?
Calm down.
It's my son!
I'm sorry. See, this has just been
I know,
so long
you
coming.
gotta be calm
And
down.
I've been fighting for so long for this.
Let's go in the green room. Let's go in the green room.
Where's my son?
Hey.
I want my son.
Understand. Listen to
Serena.
me. Listen to me.
What?
Acting this way right now in front of that little boy is not good for your little boy. Think about
And
that.
you think he's swollen is good for him?
He's calmed down right now, and he's holding his son.
That's why I want my kid!
He's the father of that child. That's his son,
for a man
too.
who beat me!
You say
Would
you beat him. You staying with him. You
I don't
continue
stay
to be with him. You take his
No,
money.
I wasn't with him.
Yes.
I have never been. Yeah. You know what? I let him see. And
Did you ever have him
we've been
locked up
giving-
all these beatings? You ever have him arrested and put in jail?
You know what? The cops didn't take him to jail. Not my
Oh,
fault.
so they didn't want to, right? They
I
said,
don't
"Oh,
know
no."
why they didn't.
I want to know what you're going to do now. Are you going to start acting
The same
like
thing
a
I've
mother?
been doing and taking care of my son since I've been back.
Since
Yeah,
you've been
I made
back.
mistakes, okay? I know I made mistakes. At least I can admit it. I'm not the alcoholic out there.
You're really something.
Why?
The point is, how about grow up right now and say, he's the father. I'm going to do everything I can to make a nice, happy, and healthy environment for my son.
I tried. I'm trying to.
So Jeff got to be with his son. He finds out. You got to be with him. I'm not going to keep you from your son, but you've got to be calmed down. You can't act crazy when you go in there. This is your little boy we're talking about. And what I'd like to do, honestly, I would like to offer you counseling, parenting classes, and do that for your little boy. You probably really need that. And I want to do that for you. And I hope, for the sake of your son, that whatever help that I offer you, that you'll take it. Okay?
Yeah, I'll take it, but I want to see my son.
Let's go. Want to go to mommy? Want to go see your mommy?
Yeah, baby.
I'm rooting for you, okay? I want you to be a good mom. And honestly, you need help. You need help. You need somebody to give you advice, maybe with men. You give me a call, and I'll talk to you, and I'll give you some advice, all right?
Right now, I'm not worried about men. My
Good.
son's the
See,
most
you know
important
what?
thing in my life.
That's the
now.
best thing you said since you've been here. This is the only man that you should be concerned about right now.
He is the only man I'm concerned about right now.
All right. Take the help that I'm going to offer you, okay? Good buddy. All right. Good luck to you, okay?